Bob, if you can just walk me through what happened that night, because I know you were on a fishing trip with your wife and you woke up to the sound of someone beating on the side of your boat.
Yes, that's correct. It was about 3:30 in the morning. We heard somebody beating on the side of the boat. So I got up, and as I went to the door of the salon, I got out and opened the door, and there were five guys in a rubber dinghy at the transom, and they were calling for help. And I looked out just beyond them, and here's a boat that was totally engulfed in fire at the time.
How far away was the boat that was on fire from you?
Maybe about 400 yards. It wasn't terribly far.
And how were they, the people you were rescuing? I mean, what were they?
They were pretty distraught. Several of them were crying. One of the crewmen had a badly broken leg, so he was in a lot of pain. And another crewman, he had a twisted ankle. And then we brought the rest of them on board. They were all wet, mostly in their underwear, or they like they had just jumped out of bed and over the side. Then so we got towels to dry them all down. I went upstairs with the captain at the time, and we hailed the Coast Guard and gave them our position. When I first saw the boat, it was totally engulfed in flames from the bow to the stern. Wow. And maybe 30 feet high. It was, I was just totally helpless. There was nothing I could do.
I mean, that feeling of helplessness. I mean, you did all you could, but to have to, just stay there and watch this thing burn, I can't imagine what that's like.
Oh, you're totally helpless. And, the things go through your mind. It's like, had I known sooner, or they'd have gotten off, I could have picked them all up.
And every girl that has come to my school since 2007 has graduated and gone to college. Every single girl. With the goal of becoming a leader in her own life. Can she save the world? Well, I teach them first, save yourself. And then offer what you know to help save your family, and then your community, and then your world. I teach a class once a year to the graduating seniors, trying to cram everything that I wish somebody had told me before I graduated into a week. I call it Life 101. And my primary offering in that class is this. It is your job to make yourself whole. Not perfect, but whole. And when we fulfill the task of actually making ourselves whole, we're set up to fully express what we know, to now negotiate, differentiate, to placate, to facilitate, to demonstrate, and delegate. And on a really good day, it helps us carve out 20 minutes to actually meditate. And on a really, really good day, like the one we had last January, some of those very skills helped get 42 new women sworn into Congress. And I'm here to say, if I were a gambler, I sure would bet that those 42 new congresswomen have experience with issues that few congressmen have ever had to face. This diverse new generation of congresswomen has been forged by fire, and this is what I know for sure: we are all the better and the sharper for it.
It is only day 2 of work for British MPs after the summer holidays, but Parliament has already seen an epic showdown as Britain's deadline to leave the EU draws nearer. A rebel alliance of lawmakers rose up against the UK Prime Minister and moved to put a stop to a no-deal Brexit. Boris Johnson then sacked 21 members of his own party who had backed the measure, and he made good on his threat to seek a general election. Take a listen.
The leader of the opposition has been begging for an election for 2 years. He has crowds of supporters outside calling for an election. I don't want an election, but if MPs vote tomorrow to stop negotiations and to compel another pointless delay to Brexit, potentially for years, then that would be the only way to resolve this. And I can confirm that we are tonight tabling a motion under the Fixed Term Parliament Act.
I think that the only positive thing one can take of this right now, we've really reached a breaking point, perhaps even a new breaking point. But I think that having Boris Johnson at the helm and his group, his cabinet of Brexiteers, after these 3 years when he allowed the transition and Prime Minister May to be there, is they're starting to understand, while being in the hot seat, what it is really like to deal with this particular issue. And I think that what we have been witnessing in Parliament for the last few hours is essentially a fight to the death on the question of Brexit, with Boris Johnson's party desperately trying to appeal to Nigel Farage and to the Brexit party, without whom they cannot win a general election. And on the other side of the political spectrum, the opposition coming together, not so much for something, for a particular definition of Brexit, but against a no deal. And it seems that as things stand right now, they've succeeded at least in achieving that.
Daniel, you broke the story of exactly what it was that Madeleine Westernhouse said about Trump's children. Tell us the details.
Yeah, so I called around lots of sources in Washington because everyone in D.C. was wondering what exactly she said to get fired. And what I found out is that she bragged to the reporters that she had a better relationship with the president than Tiffany and Ivanka Trump, Trump's daughters, and also that Trump did not like being in pictures with Tiffany because he thought that she was overweight, and that he couldn't pick her out of a lineup. So it was kind of disparaging comments from the president that Madeleine relayed to those reporters.